Thunder shook the gas station windows,
So these are like just made up stories. I want everyone to know that.
and the lights flickered, and I grabbed the counter. The fluorescence steadied, and I exhaled. I was 16, and pulling a solo shift because the other guy called in sick. The storm had been building for an hour, and every time the thunder cracked, the lights blinked, and the dread punched through me. I paced past the fire extinguisher on the wall for the 10th time. A box of zip ties sat on the shelf under the counter next to the scissors. I counted the register
These must take a long time to like make, you know?
twice to keep busy and slid the drawer shut, and every light on the block died at the same time. The register died and the cooler stopped, and I grabbed the counter because the dark was instant and total. I yanked out my phone and the screen said citywide power outage. My boss had already texted, "Stay put, lock the doors." I locked the front door and paced behind the counter, and the security camera above the register blinked once and went dark with everything else. I texted
Wait, is that just me or I saw somebody? Hold on. I think I saw
said
someone.
citywide power outage. My boss had already texted, "Stay put, lock the doors." I locked the front door and paced behind the counter, and the security camera above
Yeah, I
the
did.
register
There's
blinked
someone there.
once
There's someone there. I saw it.
and went dark with everything else. I texted my friend Nate because
Is that person we just saw the serial killer? Or the robber?
he always answered no matter what time it was. "Bro, the whole city just went dark. You seeing this?" No response. Nate was the kind of kid who texted back before you put your phone down. We shared a desk in shop class, and he chewed the inside of his cheek when he was thinking. Rain hammered the roof, and nothing else made a sound. Something banged against the side of the building, and I
It's gonna give me nightmares tonight.
dove behind the counter with my heart hammering. Wind was rattling the propane cage outside. I shoved a toppled display back up with shaking hands and laughed at myself for jumping. A knock on the glass. I spun, and a woman was standing in the rain holding a sleeping toddler against her chest. She knocked again, and her face was desperate through the wet glass. I flipped the lock and pulled the door open. "Can I just get gas?" My daughter
I think this is the same person we saw earlier, because it was a purple top, I
is
think.
asleep, and I'm almost on empty. The toddler's head was on her shoulder, and one tiny fist was clutching a stuffed elephant, and she was drooling onto her mom's shirt. Of course, pumps are down, but I can flip the manual override in the back. "Thank you so much. We've been driving for 40 minutes trying to find somewhere open. My husband's deployed, and it's just me and her, and I've been going in circles in the dark." I handed her a paper towel, and she wiped the rain off the toddler's face, and the little girl scrunched her nose and squeezed the elephant tighter without waking up. She could sleep through a hurricane. She basically is. The woman laughed, and the relief of having another person loosened the knot in my chest. "I'm Caleb, Michelle, and this is Lily." I noticed a name tag safety pinned to the elephant's ear, Ellie, in wobbly marker. Michelle caught me squinting at it. She named it herself. Can't spell yet, but she got close. She bounced Lily and hummed something, and Lily's fist tightened on Ellie.
Okay, this is interesting. Sorry for not talking much, I'm just watching the video, you know.
He's trunk in her sleep, and Michelle kissed the top of her head. "We'll be home soon, baby." The gas station felt warmer and smaller with them in it, and the blackout didn't matter. I went to the back room to flip the manual pump switch. I could hear Michelle laughing at something Lily did in her sleep. The front door chimed behind me. I came back out, and my stomach dropped through the floor.
Oh,
Three men in ski masks and gloves inside the gas station. The biggest one already behind the counter. The second flipping the lock. The third 2 feet from
okay.
Michelle. She yanked Lily
I
against
don't think this is good.
her chest, and the girl woke up whimpering,
You know what? This is very bad.
and Michelle's face went white,
They're cooked.
and everything warm about the last 10 minutes died. "Nobody moves." He grabbed my collar, and I swung at him, and he caught my wrist and slammed it down, and had a zip tie cranked around both wrists before I could swing the other. I kicked, and he pinned my legs and dragged me to the
This is a bit crazy.
counter and zip-tied my hands to the metal shelf underneath. I yanked immediately, and the shelf rattled, and he kicked me in the ribs so hard something cracked, and I curled around the pain but kept pulling. He crouched and ripped my name tag off. "Caleb, I know your name. When this is over, you forget everything." He pointed at Michelle. "That baby stops crying or we have a problem." Lily was wailing. Michelle pressed the girl's face against her shoulder and rocked, and the terror on her face gutted me so completely. I pulled at the zip tie until my skin tore and blood ran down both forearms and dripped off my elbows. Michelle saw it, and her face crumpled, and she mouthed, "Stop," but I shook my head and kept pulling. The big one ripped the cash drawer out, and bills scattered. 300? That's it? He swept the drawer off the counter, and it
Yeah, all of that for £300. You just you broke in, you zipped locked, person to a metal cage. There's all blood on his hand from trying to get off, and that's all worth £300. Is it?
Crashed into the chips. We hit the houses. No alarms. No cameras. This is home base. He pulled a list of addresses from his pocket. The small one crouched in front of Lily, his head tilted, almost gentle. How old? Michelle's voice shook. 18 months. The gentleness vanished when he straightened up. Keep her quiet. Two of them went out into the dark. The small one stayed, jittery, pacing. His mask was crooked, and I could see his jaw, and something about it tugged at the back of my brain. The way he chewed the inside of his cheek. I'd seen someone do that every day in shop class. The second they left, I started pulling at the shelf. The screws were...
This is a crazy twist. So the person who's chewing the gum is the person who was in his class. Wow, okay.
Loose in the old wood. I braced my feet and pulled, and my cracked ribs screamed, and I bit down until I tasted blood and the screws ripped free. I flattened behind the counter. The security camera had a tiny green light. Battery backup. Still recording. I grabbed the scissors and sawed through the zip tie, and it snapped, and blood was running down both wrists, and relief surged so hard through me, my head spun. The fire extinguisher. Red metal. 10 feet. He turned from the window. The fire extinguisher. Red metal. 10 feet. He turned from the window and walked toward Michelle. Your car still running? She nodded. Keys. She pulled back. Please, her car seat's in there. He grabbed for the keys, and she twisted, and Lily screamed, and the fury was so instant and blinding, my body moved before my brain caught up.
Okay, I think, yeah, the person is gonna go and knock out the criminal.
I ripped the extinguisher off the wall and swung at the back of his legs, and he went down hard. He rolled and kicked me in the stomach, and I doubled over but held on. I swung again, and his shoulder crunched, and he crashed into the chip display, and the whole unit toppled, and cans and glass exploded everywhere. He grabbed a bottle and hurled it at my head, and I ducked, and it shattered against the wall. I charged and swung low and caught his knee, and he buckled. Ellie was on the floor between us, staring up with button eyes. I slammed the extinguisher into his chest, and he let go. Michelle, run! Your car! She sprinted for the door with Lily screaming. I shoved through the back room door and slammed it and threw my weight against it, and he hit it from the other side so hard my feet slid. I jammed the mop handle through the door handle and burst out the back exit. Michelle's van was at the pump. She was turning the key and the engine clicked dead. She'd been running it for 40 minutes. Dead battery. The panic was choking me. I sprinted to the hood and slammed my palms on it. Pop it! She was shaking so hard she couldn't find the latch. Lily was...
You know what? I think this is a great place to end the video, just to cause tension. If you guys want to watch the rest of the video, go to his story. I got robbed working at a gas station. I think it was very good. You know, very good. I think I just realised I had this open the whole time. Sorry about that. But yeah, good video. That's it from me. Thomas, peace. Bye!